All right, everybody, how are you doing? I'm going to give you a brief introduction to essay writing. Well, not really brief, but let's just say it'll be less than 2.5 hours, which is our proposed class time. So, an essay. What is an essay? Another way you might hear an essay described is as a composition. That's the same thing as an essay. Composition and an essay are the same thing. Composition is just a fancy word for essay. So if you think about writing, what are some reasons we write? We write text messages, we write comments on Facebook, we write in WhatsApp, we write emails socially. So those are all social writing. What about academic writing? Well, with academic writing, there's a specific style that is used. The style that we're learning in this class is for what's called the 5-paragraph academic essay. And the 5-paragraph academic essay that we are learning together in this class is the same style of essay that's used in New York, Alaska, Arizona, wherever. It's a special style 5-paragraph academic essay that's used throughout the country in colleges, in high schools, in universities. So the style I'm teaching you now has specific rules. It's like a recipe for cooking something. It's very formulaic, and you have to learn the rules and follow the rules to produce a successful essay. So let's go back and think a little bit about writing and what writing is. So we start out, we have the idea of a word, we start out, we have the idea of a letter. So like A, B, C, right? What do we have after a letter? We have a word. What do we have after a word? Well, you could say we have like a phrase or a clause or something, but don't worry about that. Let's just say after a word, we have a sentence. Okay? What do we have after a sentence in academic writing? We have a paragraph. How many of you have studied how to write a paragraph before? We're going to have to quickly learn how to write a paragraph if you don't already know how. Okay, what do we have after the paragraph? Well, that's the essay. Okay, so in this class, an essay has 5 total paragraphs, but an essay can really have as many paragraphs as it needs to. Might only have 1 paragraph for an assignment in one class. In another class, you might have a 10-page essay that has many, many paragraphs. Don't worry, in this class, you won't have any 10-page essays. You're only going to have 5 paragraphs total, which is about a typed page and a half or so. What comes after an essay? Well, you could say a thesis. Like an academic thesis is what somebody writes to graduate from a degree program like a master's or a doctoral program. Sometimes even a bachelor's program has a thesis requirement. What comes after a thesis? A book? I don't know. And you could add other things in here. You could add like journal article or research paper or whatever. For the purpose of this class, we don't need to learn about writing a thesis or a book. We just need to learn about the 5-paragraph essay, and that's what we're going to work on. You might recognize that word thesis because you know what a thesis statement is. A thesis just means an idea. Thesis statement is something else. Have you heard that word before, thesis statement? If you have, great. If you have not, I will tell you right now what a thesis statement is as we get into learning about the essay. So let's think a bit about a paragraph. What are the parts of a paragraph as you know them? Think about the parts of a paragraph that you might have learned in another program or at ACC in level 3. Okay, so you know that a paragraph starts out with a topic sentence. What else does a paragraph have? Well, it has what's called the body. Sentences that support the idea in the topic sentence. Okay? And then what's the final sentence in a paragraph called? It's called the concluding sentence. Okay? So there are 3 main parts of a paragraph: the topic sentence, the body, and the concluding sentence. Okay? The same style of paragraph appears in our 5-paragraph academic essay. So we're going to keep this style in mind. Remember it when we're writing our essay. Let's look at this more carefully. What is a topic sentence? A topic sentence gives the topic or main idea of the essay. The topic and the controlling idea. What is a controlling idea? Well, let's say that the topic is smoking randomly, okay? And let's say the controlling idea is bad for the health. Or let's actually say negative effects on the health. So you would have, I'm coughing while I'm talking about this. You would have a sentence that looks something like this. Smoking is harmful to the health in several ways. Okay? And here you can see that the topic is smoking. And the controlling idea, oops, don't like that. The controlling idea is harmful to the health. Okay? So this tells us that the paragraph is about smoking, but more specifically about how smoking is harmful to the health. So if you've taken level 3, what type of paragraph is this? Is it a compare contrast? Is it a descriptive paragraph? No, it's actually a focus on effects paragraph. So you studied about cause and effect writing, focus on cause, focus on effect in level 3. So keep that in mind while we're writing this essay. And if you didn't take, or while we're writing this paragraph, if you haven't taken level 3, that's okay. Just notice that a focus on effect paragraph or essay is going to be discussing the effects of something. So in this case, the harmful effects of smoking on the health. Okay, so smoking is harmful to the health in several ways. Okay, so then we'd get into the body, and the body would have some points. So let me ask you, in what ways is smoking harmful to the health? So normally what I would tell you to do here is brainstorm. So let's type here. Let's think of all the ways that smoking could affect the health. And when we brainstorm, that means that, okay, that's a person. Here's a brain. Okay, brainstorm means there's like a storm of ideas going on in the brain, right? I'm saying brainstorm. Brainstorm is the first thing we do when we have an essay topic. Well, the first thing you do is you make sure you understand the topic. What is the teacher asking you to write about? After you understand the topic, you brainstorm about that topic. So we're going to brainstorm right here. Brainstorm, harmful effects of smoking on the health. Okay? So let's think of some possible harmful effects. So everybody knows cancer. Can we be more specific about cancer? Well, we know lung cancer. How about tongue cancer? What else? Well, it can cause all kinds of cancer in the mouth. Tongue, back of the throat. What else? Well, we could say that it's harmful to the heart. We could say that it is harmful to the teeth. Causes bad breath. Causes yellow teeth. Causes harm to babies in the womb, unborn babies. Causes harm to passive smokers. Passive smokers are the ones who are sitting around the smoker, but they're not actually smoking the cigarette. They're just smelling or inhaling the smoke. So causes harm, excuse me, to passive smokers. Okay. What else? It causes veins to narrow. Veins, can you see that? Those green lines inside of our body, you know what they are in your language, of course, but veins, causes veins to narrow. What happens if our veins narrow? So the heart doesn't function properly, get heart disease. Causes wrinkles. Wrinkles? Little lines around the eyes. If you're a smoker, you get more of them. Causes the smoker to lose the ability to taste and smell. What else? Causes pollution. It's expensive. Okay, let's stop brainstorming now. We've got a lot of ideas here. We just had a little storm in our brain, like this picture, and we wrote down